All right, here we go, man. The stars. Ashton and Fedor. What's up, Ash? Yeah, what's up, man? Hey, your buddy. How's summer? Good. All right, man. All right, I guess you're preoccupied with that phone. Hey, Joe, man. A lot of stuff going on, man.
A lot of stuff going on. It is election season. It is here. It's full swing. We have till the 12th, right? So we have another week.
Yeah, it's next Friday.
Yeah, as long as the incumbent doesn't file.
Yes.
Or files. I'm sorry, files. If the incumbent doesn't file, it goes another 4 days.
4 working days.
So that'd be the 17th, and then all the enrollment will be closed, and your candidates will be set.
Yeah.
As it is right now, we have, well, who do we have? School board.
Yeah. And let me just say, and it's kind of hard to get into it, huh? Because summertime, it's hot.
Oh, it's miserable because you're not thinking. Election time is cold.
Yeah,
it's November.
that's
Right now, it's a gajillion degrees out.
But this is where it forms. This is where it starts.
This is where it starts, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So let's start with school board.
Okay.
District 3, Mr. Fedor.
Yep, I'm running.
He's running. District 4. Ooh, we got a toss-up match now.
Okay.
We got Matthew Rodriguez.
Mateo
Rodriguez, and then we got Estea Kessler.
Okay.
So that's going to be a good fight. That's the district with Mrs. Winters, but
I don't know Kessler. I do know a little bit about Mateo Rodriguez. I've met with him. Nice kid.
Yeah.
I do know he was the secretary for the health board under the Mrs. Robertson's
term.
Yeah.
So right away,
it's a little suspect. Maybe makes the board at one time about who's related or who knows who.
Yeah. But and I do know Mrs. Kessler, and she's a good person. So I think a debate would be good.
Yeah, debates would be good if we could get everybody. And anybody's always welcome to get a hold of us. And we're not going to sugarcoat it.
I'm going to ask you real questions.
Yeah, right. It's going to be a real deal, man.
Yeah.
No, but that's not it for school board, because don't we have?
Yeah. So then we have. So that was District 4. District 5 is right now the guy sitting in the seat right now, Mr. Gilbert Lopez, really good guy. Doesn't look like he's going to put in again. So we got Mark Medina, who just recently filed. It was on there last night.
Okay.
So that's a big deal, man.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I know Mark ran for city council before too.
Right.
So Mark's a big deal. Dang, I like that you and Mark are in there, man. It'll be good if we can get you guys in.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's important, and I was going to talk about it later on, but it's important to realize these are all public service. Positions, right?
Yeah.
School board, health board, even city council, mayorship. You guys are all servants.
Yeah.
And who do you serve? You serve the people of Selma.
Yep.
So really, when you're running for one or you get elected to one, you take a step down and you become a servant to the people.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to remember.
Yeah. No, it is
for everybody. So.
Yeah. So that's school board. Then going into the health board. District 1, I believe, Miss Gallardo. So far, the incumbent, she's the only one that's put in.
She's currently the treasurer.
She's been, and not to bag on her, but she's been there through that whole thing where they've used money, a whole different ball game than what I would.
Right, when they were at their glory days of the welfare office of Selma,
the animal shelter, a lot of sports, just a lot of things that to me don't set well. And then Mr. Herrera, I believe Mr. Herrera was District 3. He's the incumbent. He hasn't put in. No one else has put in yet either. So that one's still that one's way open. And then District 5 is the big race, I think. So you got Mrs. Rosemary Alanis, who's the school board president.
Okay.
And I just met Mrs. Alanis a couple years ago. Got to know her a little bit with the school board. She's freaking awesome, dude.
Love her.
Oh man. So I rest easy with her being on the school board. I would rest easy with her being on the health board.
Right.
Now her opponent so far is going to be Mrs. Colleen Nelson's the incumbent. She hasn't put in yet. Then you got Mrs. Yolanda Torres. So Mrs. Alanis is
I'd love to watch that debate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Miss Alanis say, "What would you do?" Mrs. Torres, what would you do? And the debates are good because then the people that see it hold those people accountable.
Right.
Hey, if I say something, I'm going to try to do it, man. So I don't have a problem with it. That's where these other guys have some problems.
I think that'd be a pay-per-view match too.
Oh,
I'd like to watch that one.
Oh yeah, I like to see the answers to them. The questions.
Yeah.
That would be really really good. And so then we go into the city council.
Right.
Well, first let's go with the mayorship.
So mayorship is a three-way. Right now it's three ways, right?
Yep. You got Mr. Quintana, Scott Robertson, and Miss Solis.
Solis, yeah.
Yes.
She just put in, and that was interesting. So yeah. So there's
Yeah.
right now it's a three-way. It could be more. More people could put in. It's not closed yet.
Yeah. And let's say this: there was a Maria Pacheco put her name in. It appeared for one day, and then the following day it was taken off.
Yeah.
So then that's kind of weird. I think I remember that name somewhere though.
Something happened there. So
yeah, that's interesting. So 3 for the mayorship, and then you go into who is it? District 3? Oh, Sarah Guerra and Mr. Louis Franco. Ooh, Clash of the Titans, man. Now the one thing about Guerra though, she made the comment that started a lot of stuff. Her comment was something about putting the religion to the side to be on the board. That was a really big deal, man. And we'll see what happens.
yeah, no, she did do that last year around the pride flag debate,
Yeah.
and so that was
People still mad.
Yeah, that was a big deal. And Scott Robertson, her brother-in-law, has since mentioned quite a bit about separation of church and state.
Yeah.
Which the way I understand it and read it is that the state is to stay out of the church, not the church out of the state. In fact, if you look directly behind all those people sitting up there, it says,
Oh yeah.
"In God we trust."
Yes.
So either, what are we doing? Which side is it? So
Yeah. So I'll just say this: that would be really hard for me to support anybody that said what she said.
yeah,
As a matter of fact, Mr. Franco, he should go out and that's his number one. That should be the number one topic. This is what my opponent said. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, you could drive it home, and that was a long meeting. It was almost 6 hours. It was 5 hours and 47 minutes. Terrible. I mean, there were some great points in there. The fireworks issue.
Yeah. I didn't get to hear the whole thing though, but
In a 17-minute video, we can cover 5% of that actual meeting. So you could go there and check it out. The one thing I thought was funny was at 4 hours 45 minutes and 40 seconds in, Scott's talking, and he's talking about the Golden State Corridor project, and he says that project is proceeding at the same pace as this council meeting. So he's talking about how slow this council meeting is going, but he's the one in charge of running the council meeting.
yeah.
So I thought that was kind of funny because he's complaining about the very meeting that he's running.
Yeah.
So you can't do both. You can't complain about it and run it.
And run it.
So
It's hypocritical.
yeah, but then at 5 hours, almost on the nose.
Right at 5 hours, yeah. So they're going to go into one of the last topics, which is
City managers.
city manager's contract, and they're adding to it.
Right. This is when it gets interesting.
Yeah. So before they go into the contract, though, Mr. Robertson has a prepared speech, which is kind of weird too because we couldn't see. They didn't let anybody see.
Nobody
that
knew what was
item.
coming.
Yeah.
Nobody really knew what was coming. So I don't
Yeah.
know when he prepared it or why he prepared it or what.
Yeah. So it seemed like he knew what was going on before.
Right. Somehow.
Yeah. So then, but he gets up and he makes he reads a statement before he leaves.
Right.
And the statement goes about freedom of speech and freedom of religion, and then I kind of wrote down some of what he said, and he said, hey, that's why religion figures don't run this country. If you want an example of religion running a country, look at Iran. And so I'm thinking, well, why in the world would you say that? It doesn't even make sense to the regular old Joe like me watching this meeting. But I watch all the meetings, so as I'm watching it, he makes his comment. I'm starting to think about it, rewound it, listened to it again. Man, that's a dig at Mr. Quintana, in my opinion.
Straight up.
He took a shot.
I agree. It was a total shot across his bow saying, hey, heads up.
It's on. That's what he's
That's
saying.
the only thing I could figure it was.
That's what he's saying, man. It's on. I mean, why would you talk about religious figures running a country or a
unless
local
he's talking about the
is what I
religion
think
of
he's trying to
Iran.
say.
I don't know who he's complaining about.
Yeah, it has to be, man. For the regular old person, like I said, like me watching it, you took a shot at the pastor.
Right. That was an interesting statement.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me, man. And then it goes on. Then they go on about the contract, and he walks out. So let's say he gives a speech and then he walks
Yeah,
out.
he recused himself
Yeah,
of
he-
that topic, so
yeah.
he left the room.
He's the victim. The
Oh, he
three
did,
again.
and he did say he was being victimized by 3 of the council
Yeah,
members.
so there he goes again. But I will say this. I mean, I've been through a bunch of shit. Hey, since I've been on that school board, the recall, all the fake stuff, and I always sat there like a man, dude.
Right.
And I
right.
took it, and I'll dish it back out when I have the opportunity to. For him to make those comments, about the 3 and the victimized, and then he walks out. I'm like, come on, man, you should have stayed there.
Right.
Then you start your fight. You
Right.
say what you got to say.
Yeah, don't tuck tail and run.
Yeah, that's what he did. And then he
Yeah.
comes back, and no, man. And then it got really interesting because now the contract becomes about. It seemed like they were trying to bulletproof it for a while, so you can't get rid of them if, let's say, the board flips. You know what I mean?
Well, they made it trickier for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they made it. Go this way, Ash. Yeah, they made it. They made it a lot harder for the city manager to be released.
But John Trujillo started talking about some interesting stuff.
Yes, so he starts talking. Yeah, he starts talking about this is going to come back. The district attorney's integrity unit is going to be active or could be activated.
Right.
And then he kind of relates it back to an old city manager contract.
Right.
Which right away in my mind pops in.
It's got
Ken Gray contract.
Yeah, right away I'm thinking Ken Gray contract. That's the contract that we couldn't get. We weren't allowed to get. Then we got it, but it was redacted. And then finally we got the original copy, which led us to this confidential resolution, CR whatever it was, where in that confidential resolution it was saying that the mayor at the time, which was Scott Robertson at that time, was not allowed to speak directly to the city manager, and vice versa. They could not talk to each other.
Yeah, only at certain times in open session.
Yeah, in open sessions.
Almost like to give an appearance of working together.
They had to go through an intermediary when they wanted to talk about things. So I think to me that's what it seemed like. There was a reference to that. Hey, this is like the Ken Gray contract.
Yeah, like
So,
is this happening again with the city manager and the mayor?
I don't know.
But that's a great question for people to ask Mr. Robertson. Hey, whatever happened with the Ken Gray contract? Why was that hidden? Why couldn't you talk to him all the time? Supposed to be working together. I mean, really think about this. The city manager and the mayor were having issues and really didn't talk. How's the city going to function?
Right.
Especially with meetings.
Not in a healthy way, that's for sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of related. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it ties into stuff that's happened in the past. In the history.
And well, Miss Salas comes up and talks about it. Hey, this doesn't look good, but there's reasons why this is happening. Now, I get what they were trying to do or doing, but I don't like it. I don't like the contract within itself. I think it gives away too much.
Yeah,
That's just my personal opinion. But
not a huge fan of it myself.
yeah, but even saying that doesn't mean now I don't like Mr. Trujillo or I don't like Blanca. No, I think they're doing a great job. I might not agree with something every now and then, but
Right.
I'm not mad at them.
You don't have to agree with everybody all
Yeah.
the time. Heck, even Scott has something good every now and again that I like.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So,
I'll say that too. Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, that was the last little bit of the meeting.
But you know what we didn't say? We didn't talk about John Trio running. So he's the incumbent. We skipped him. He's running against Jose Moreno the third. Hey, so the only thing I know about this dude is I used to be real active on social media, not as much anymore, just on my own stuff, but that guy seemed to really follow and was really close with Mr. Robertson.
Where I kind of giving him an attaboy every time he.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
So now, hey, just.
Well, him and Raj Ghul, yeah.
Yeah, Raj Ghul. So that's another thing. Yeah, and Raj, yeah. So we'll have to look into Raj Ghul. That should be coming up pretty soon. Hey, but when you think about it, so now in a roundabout way, see Mr. Moreno, who really, really likes Mr. Robertson. Really tied in, or it seems like they are. Mr. Rodriguez is kind of the same thing on the other side with the health board under his wife. And then Yolanda Torres, really into these guys. It's always them. It always goes there and always going. Whoever is against them is against her.
It certainly makes
at meetings.
It certainly makes you wonder if there's recruiting going on.
I'll tell you what. If looking from the outside, it looks like it.
If you're paying attention, yeah.
If you're paying attention like we do.
Yeah, and it should really be an organic thing.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, we do these videos and we talk, and you never even told me about school
Yeah.
board.
Yeah, no, you
You waited for me to say something to you.
Yeah, you brought it up. You said,
Right.
"Hey, what do you think if I ran?" And I was like, "Shit, that'd be awesome."
So it should be this organic thing that just happens. Like, you know what, I really have a heart to do this and to help to serve my community.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, shit, I remember. I'm gonna bring this up. I think it's funny now, but right after that, remember during the recall days, I'm gonna bring it up. When superintendent was released, let go, whatever you want to call it. The very next morning, Joel texted me. I don't know if you remember that. You said, "Hey, pal, you work for me." I was like, "Oh shit."
I did. It's true.
Yeah. I go, "Hey, it was a closed door item. Can't talk about it, but I'll be more than happy to come talk to you." Yeah.
And it was a closed door item. I didn't know. I only know what I was naive and
Well,
all the stuff you're hearing.
So that's why the videos are good, because a lot of people don't know about the Brown Act, the closed door items.
Right.
So unfortunately, man, it seems like some of our local politicians play into that. They know that people don't know, so they push it a certain way.
Right.
So it's good to have the facts, man, and we throw our opinions too. But man, dang, it's already fun, man.
Coming, man.
Yeah, I feel bad though, because it does feel like it's summertime, and a lot of people aren't paying attention.
It's hard to
get into it.
Yeah.
They'll start getting into it when they see the signs and stuff.
Right.
And then some people will start wanting to run at that point, but it's too late.
Yeah. Now's the time.
You got to do it now.
You still got a week, unless the incumbent is not running. You've got a week and some change. Get down there if you have the heart to do it. Do it and serve your community. Not everybody can win. That's cool, and at least you tried.
Yeah. And I'll say this too: you don't even have to be on the board to be active.
No,
as a matter
we're
of,
active.
Yeah,
well, I'm not on the board. You are, but I'm
not. I was always active, and then when I was on the board, and then but I always kind of try to tone it down a little bit. Right. I can be a little bit wild. When I was off the board after that recall, hey man, it was I was going head first into everything.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. I actually felt like I had my foot on certain people's necks all the time.
Right.
And it was probably pretty difficult for them. And then when I got back on, I was like, oh man, I got to tone it down again. But guess what? When I'm off, I'm gonna do it again.
I'll never piss you off.
Well, it's not even that. It's just there's people that do bad things, and they got to get called out, man.
Bottom line is this: say what you mean what you say, and do what you say.
Do what you say. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
That's it. Do what you say.
Yeah. Don't be a hypocrite either, man. Right?
Don't be a hypocrite. You be a hypocrite, and we will eat your lunch.
Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of lunches being packed this year, man. I'll tell you right now. And for those who do a lot of talking and that are now running, guess what?
Oh, it's go time.
It's coming. All right. Hey, well, thanks. Hey, subscribe, and
comment.
Say bye. Comment. Say bye,
something.
Ashton. All right, he's saying bye, I guess. All right, guys. Thanks.